How to integrate investor relations campaigns. So, welcome back to Free Leads. If that sounds boring, well, it is a little boring, but it's a good moneymaker. So, basically, the plan is have a newsletter that helps other newsletters get leads, right? And one type of advertising you can do, aside from helping people join other newsletters or get into programs where they learn about dividend stocks, they learn about ETFs, they learn about options, they learn about gold, whatever they want to learn about, or introduce them to um, entities that then help them invest in those um, products, those different financial instruments. Like you can get brokers will sometimes pay affiliate deals, certain gold um, type investment uh, opportunities, I suppose. But another big one besides fintech companies and smart smart advisor, whatever financial advisor leads, um, and of course the financial publishing, um, programs. We're talking about pamphlets, reports, um, very modern here. Anything that's giving a read on AI, read on the next pre-IPO opportunity. Anything that's not that, investor relations is one area. And it's kind of an area to keep at arm's length for the reason that you can dilute, no pun intended, your brand value by working with a company that maybe you don't know everything that's going on with what they're up to, right? So if Meta reached out to you, I mean, Meta's not a great example because people don't like Meta, right? But it's a massive company. If they reach out to you and say, we want to do an investor relations campaign, which is, gobbledygook, what it means basically is they're trying to get increased shareholder interest. So just like when Zuck goes on to X and is talking about how he's all gung-ho about open source all of a sudden, he wants, to, in one way or another, boost the share price of Meta, to have Meta have staying power. It's being a capitalist in a capitalist world. And investor relations is another form of that for companies that are startups, which is also, you could say the backbone of capitalism and the economy, startups. So we need startups, we do need investor relations. But the way to introduce it is interesting because you do need to somehow indicate that the company is potentially a sponsored placement. And you also have to package a YouTube video or maybe it's an SMS to previously opted in customers, of course, giving them an update about a certain company. Maybe it's an email or a native ad placement within an email talking about a certain company. That's very common in 1440 and Morning Brew. They're each doing investor relations. So it'll be like credit card offer, investor relations, and of course they have their actual newsletter, which is like, hey, this sports team did well today. The Fed is raising rates or not. And then, they'll have an article about like bees or something, right? For the science kids, corner people, science adults. So really what's going on is the company that is reaching out on behalf of the actual ticker company. So the ticker company usually employs like an investor relations firm, someone who's sort of an intermediary. You just call them a marketing agency. But they help make the company presentable because, believe it or not all companies are media companies. This might, this doesn't seem that hard. I'm just talking to a screen. But apparently people don't want to do it, right? So there's all sorts of companies that are not tech companies either, that end up in these the PR newswire investor relations thing is a thing of the past, but now it seems more like, uh, whatever you want to call them, placements or inserts or insertions, whatever the special growth term is for uh, saying, hey, and here's our company interview or segment with, X ticker. So you got to package it right. But anyway, you also got to eat, and I got to eat. So I do have to start making money somehow. I'm not just going to sit here and make YouTube videos in my parents' house forever. So one thing that I've been trying to do is get on X and do this live streaming thing, which has been, well, just talking for 3 hours is pretty burdensome, but talking with people definitely would make the time go by. Although, it'd be great to, I don't know, have that be simple to schedule. I guess is simple to schedule. You just got to start reaching out to people and doing it every day, making it interesting enough and kind of like light enough, kind of like alternative alt show enough where people will sort of, take a little peek without taking it too seriously because it's going to be messy at the beginning. And on X, it's not real serious anyway. But one thing I've been doing is clipping out selections of the 3 hour live, which is a real pain in the ass. But I don't want to use the clipping tools because I don't want the funky captions on top, and I don't want them to just pick random parts. Like the beauty of X, if you can call it that, the purpose of it is that you can send a really quick, 30-second targeted message to anyone in the world who uses it, which happens to be some people who are interesting, who are in technology, right? People who've done well. And so I'm going to keep doing that, putting those clips out. I do have to package it in a little way, the copy saying, initially I had like enhance your brand control, which is kind of like a, dig at how, low budget and just kind of distasteful what I've got going on here is, as far as what I ultimately want or need to have a successful, daily show. Amit is also just talking and, with a simple background though. So it's certainly more about consistency and showing up and doing it than anything else. But it wasn't really until now that I actually tried doing it. So we'll see. He's been doing it for like, I don't know, 9 months straight, a year. Certainly doable, but there does need to be some path forward that makes sense because as much as I want to just be the tech person who, the SEO age is over. So getting a bunch of email signups from articles you write is complete non sequitur, insane strategy for 2026, which leaves you with video, and live is even the next step of that. I actually got an Ethernet cable today. In addition to the Ethernet cable I have plugged into my live computer so I can monitor this computer's audio on the other computer and just make sure everything looks and sounds live and crisp. Because if we have 5 people coming in and out, like TBPN, there are other live shows, but that's sort of the gold standard, right? That's what it's all about. That's what makes it doable. And if someone gets that link and they get in fast and they're right on air fast, it's kind of like a, experience where they're like, okay, I might do that again. So, which is what it really takes to get any snowballing. But right now I'm just showing up. I did do a lot of, my internet's so messed up. I was thinking about figuring out, maybe just restarting the router, the Wi-Fi extender, because this Wi-Fi extender, my iPhone always drops on it, like consistently every like 2 minutes. It's really, really bad. But yeah, Ethernet works, and I won't even monitor it on an iPhone. I'll just monitor it on this 2017 MacBook Air I have over here, something like that. 2017, I think, is the year. So it's like a 10-year-old computer, but I just turned it on, plugged it in. It seems to be working. I guess 10 years isn't crazy. That's definitely more better form factor than this like gaming computer I've got going on here. But this one does run all the trading investing software, and it's also, it's for gaming. So should have enough GPUH to live stream without any hiccups and have guests coming in and out and screen share and play videos with audio coming out. So all the like parts that are actually making it working are totally fine. Now it's just like the the little touches and the nuances of personal relationships and relationships yet to be made, and professional trust and all that under the overarching driving force of it still has to be kind of light and not like laugh every couple minutes or sort of light, but just like light enough where it's has enough of a factor where you might go take a look or even jump on just to jump on. So that is the next step. We'll see where this goes. Follow me on X.